All right. So today I called this class Vast, Spacious, Embodied Movement as a direct uh, reference to meditational practices, specifically non-dualism. I am a student of Michael Taft, who can be found on here in the interwebs, and I've known him forever, and we are moving uh, bringing the idea, or I am bringing this idea of vast spaciousness that we can find in our meditation into our sense of being, into our embodiment. And whenever we're talking about embodiment, it's funny because uh, we are embodied no matter what. Even if we don't feel embodied, if we're not skillfully embodied, just being alive as a person on the planet means you're embodied. Yay! Nothing to do. A lot like awake awareness, nothing to do. It's there, but you have to do a lot of clearing to find that. So it is the same thing with this vast, spacious embodiment. So we're going to start breathing and finding ourselves in space. Inhaling, opening, reaching out and up. Expansive, radiating out like a star, and then reaching out with your arms, like really actively reaching away from your body. So reaching out to your fingertips, those little ends of the capillary where the arterial flow of our blood becomes venous flow. The nourishing flow goes out to the edges, and then as it's coming back, it is coming back eliminating waste, right? So we're inhaling, radiating out to those distal edges of the arteries. And it's not just in our fingers, it's all over our bodies in different places, but this is a good image for it, where we're going out nourishing and we're returning, eliminating waste, right? That's what the blood flow is doing. So radiating out and up, and then releasing down. We're just adding this breath to this expansive breathing, reaching up and releasing down, spiraling through the horizontal dimension or horizontal plane. So that breathing before this vertical plane, this horizontal plane. Look around behind you, see what's back there. I am doing a slight weight shift with this right now. Feel what your natural inclination is on that twist for your body to do. There's many ways that this twist could happen. Feel what your natural inclination to do is. And then change it to something else, like maybe a big weight shift with the flex of the foot, a little bit more like a Qigong practice. And then you can change it to your pivoting to the front foot, a little bit more like golf swing, but really not, but something like that. Try initiating with your head, so your head starts first. And then one more, we're going to stay right in the middle, not shifting your weight at all, finding the central channel and spiraling around that central channel. What is the central channel? It's an energetic concept, or it's a concept of energy that's moving up and down through the center of your body. Not necessarily in exact relationship to your spinal cord or anything like that, but coming up and down. And so often people talk about feeling disconnected from the upper to the lower. So let's just do something to cross body and feel that connection this way through our body on this diagonal. So cross body, finding the connection, thinking of it. So as I'm radiating out this side, I'm feeling this long connection through center. So one's coming in, one's going out. Seeing if you can find that sense of diagonal, or we could just go, here's that diagonal, this diagonal. Finding it, upper versus lower, across the body. Staying connected, or feeling, sensing the connection through our center. Yeah, so a lot of people who feel that cutoff, you aren't cut off, your body is still connected. We just want to bring it online. All right, let's do the same thing in the back. So crossing, touching in the back, feeling almost like you're spiraling around something with your leg. So as that leg comes back, it's lifting as if you're spiraling around another person. Like there's enough room behind you that a person, maybe a very small person, could stand in there. Yeah, finding that. Shake that all out, let everything go. So I just did something kind of interesting in a movement class. It was somebody else's class they were leading, and somebody else made up this movement, but I feel like it's a really fun and good one. We're going to try it. And it's this thing, or can you try it with the other hand leading the way? Right. So here, this is my right hand, but my right hand's on top onto my right leg. This one left is on top. Can you find the rhythm on that other side? Right? Rhythm matters. Entrainment happens through rhythm. And if you don't have any rhythm, how are you going to be in the flow of life? Rhythms are happening in our body all the time. So that's a kind of embodiment, tuning into rhythm. Now we're going to add an extra step to that. So you're going to do this, but you're also going to be like you're galloping in your legs. So it's actually fun. If yours is different than mine, that's okay. Something to think about. Well, galloping, galloping, galloping. And then the same thing on the other side. See if you can do it with the left hand on top of the opposite hand. Maybe it's your right. Definitely not as talented on this side. There, it's getting better. Yeah, release and let that go. Just finding some awkwardness to work with. Yes. And then let's spiral in one side and the other. So we're getting this internal spiral in our arms and even internal with the leg. And we're thinking about our heart in the middle of there, getting a little squish, expand, squish, expand, squish, expand. Last week I did 2 somatic inquiries into this relationship of the lungs and the heart, and how when we're breathing, the lungs are hugging the heart, right? There's this natural movement happening, which is why we want a lot of freedom in our diaphragm, under the heart, under the lungs. The jellyfish of the diaphragm has this really 3-dimensional nonlinear movement happening, right? As you inhale, the center of the diaphragm goes down, but the edges might go up a little bit. And then as you exhale, center of the diaphragm's going up, but the edges might go down, right? It's not just something going like this in our body. It's more like that. So let's just take your hands on the bottom of your ribs and circle them around. Mobilizing your jellyfish diaphragm in a sort of different pattern. Maybe your pelvis frees up, head-tail connection freeing up. And then change direction the other way. Yeah, so this image, sometimes we use the image of like a balloon or an umbrella for our diaphragm. It has this, but a living image of a jellyfish is a much better image, much closer, much more on point. When we use mechanical, most English language is got that Cartesian split of body mind, and it treats the body as if it's something else. But it's not. This is one system. As long as you're alive for the rest of your life, you're going to be in this particular body. Well, I am. You're going to be in your body. But so just bringing that into it, even if you're doing, and I keep saying this, even if you're having an out-of-body experience, you're having it in your body. You can't have an out-of-body experience without having a body. All right, that's enough of that. Let's take it down to the floor. We're going to start with rolling from side to side on our backs. So coming down, maybe actually even with legs long, just start to see, how do you roll from one side to the other? You can notice like what part of you is pushing, how are you getting your movement to go? So what I'm noticing is my heel is doing a lot of pushing. What if I try and roll without my heel? Can I do it? Like, what do I need to do? Internal rotation, add the arm, get my head going. I'm just coming back however I want to, but trying to roll to the side without pushing from my heel. How do I do it? That slows me down and brings me into awareness. So this is another big thing for me, and that is, why would you stay present with yourself and notice what's going on in your body while you're working out, while you're doing anything that's physical. right? Anything that you're engaging with movement or sensation, try to really stay present with that. This is a great way to develop focus and concentration by staying present in what you're doing and trying not to run off with the thought stream or run off with like what's going to happen later or what happened before. Yeah, it's so much easier to push with my heels. So I'm now reverting and I'm going to go with my knees off the floor, my feet off the floor, and just push from the bottom half, open up and then close, pouring my body like I am a body of water, and that whole body of water is just pouring across. And depending on your age, we all are bodies of water, but like depending on how old we are, we may be more water, like a baby. Babies, somewhere between 80 and 90% water when they're born. And then they get denser as they get older. If you're a lot older, you might be as low as 60% water. So shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. One thing that Liz Koch, who's been one of my teachers over time, says is we're all going to age. We can't help that, but we don't need to get dehydrated in our tissue. If we move in diverse ways with fluidity, with flow, we will keep hydrating the system, right? Really healthy, so that we're not building up. Like, when is plaque forming in your heart, like in your arteries, in your vein? When is that plaque forming? It is forming when you're barely moving, right? So moving our hearts, moving our lungs, moving our rib cage. So let's do this side, reaching to the ceiling, grabbing, like you're reaching and grabbing, pushing off the floor with the bottom of your body. So you're getting that extra bit of massage. See if you can leave your head relaxed enough to stay on the floor. Reaching up, rolling out. I heard a great analogy for your scapula. The tripods, little tripods on the back of your body. Again, it's sort of mechanical, but still it gives us an image to think about the shoulder blades, the scapula. And they are very three-dimensional. They're not flat. They kind of have these protuberances worth looking at, especially on humans. All right, let's take a quick happy baby, roll around, stretch a little stretch, do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight. And then coming in, and we're going to open up into the shape of an X. So you may recognize this is sort of where we started. And from here, we're going to do that opposite arm to leg, coming into center and reaching out. Elbow up, reach it out. Mid-limb initiation, elbow and knee coming towards each other, and then straightening out. We could say mid-limb initiation, and then distal, toes and fingers reaching away. Mid-limb initiation, and then toes and fingers stretch it out. Mid-limb, stretch it out. Mid-limb, stretch it out. We're going to change it. Arcing up and then arcing back down. Arcing up, arcing back down. I would say that the initiation for this is coming pretty much from your center, from your core. Up and down, up and down, up and down. One more. And then we're going to go to a combo platter where we come in, elbow to knee, we straighten out, and then we open it up. Elbow to knee in, reach for the gods and open. Elbow to knee in, reach for the goddesses, open it up. Elbow to knee in. So again, we're working this contralateral pattern. This is great for our nervous system. Human bodies were made to walk a lot. And when we're walking, we're in that contralateral pattern. It requires us to have a little bit of spiral or at least counter tension between the upper and lower body and the right and left. So it's cross body movement. Now we're going to change it. We're going to come up, fold it in, and reach fingers and toes out and along. Arc it up, fold it in, reach it out. Arc it up, fold it in, reach it out. Arc it up, fold it in, reach it out. One more time each side. Up, bend, reach it out. Up, bend, reach it out. And then taking a heel rock, digging your heels into the floor, upper versus lower pattern. Let your belly relax, let your guts relax. Soften your head and neck. Sending a wave of movement up and down through your body. Exaggerate it a little bit. Relax your neck and jaw. Relax your tongue. Yeah. Most of the time, we're not going to be relaxing our tongue. Most of the time, the tongue's going to kind of be up there on the roof of the mouth, like a jellyfish doming up. But sometimes we want to relax the tongue. If you relax your tongue and talk like this, it's pretty guaranteed to slow you down. So try it sometime, especially if you're about to get into a fight with somebody. Just start talking like this. It'll probably stop you being angry. It's hard to be angry when your tongue is really relaxed like that. Skills, life skills. Bring it in. Feet on the floor, feet open wide, hands down by your sides. Press your pelvis up. Circles with the pelvis, shifting your weight from one leg to the other. And change direction. Again, we're letting that diaphragm and the organs really move around and move against each other. So the gut body is getting some squishiness so that the inside sliding surface don't adhere to each other, right? And if we don't move very much, things start to get adherent to each other. They start to stick onto each other. We want lots of sliding surfaces inside our body. Come in, lift your arms up, and just press up a little higher. Take an inhale, draw your chest to your chin, exhale most of the air out, and then slowly roll yourself down to the floor with that exhale held out. When you hit the bottom, relax. And let the air come either back in or back out, depending on how much air you did. We'll do that a couple times. So this is an exercise I learned from Leslie Kaminoff, and it really, like, you can feel the sort of vacuuming packing of our organs. And when we do that, like, it really draws them in. What Leslie and Gil, I was at Leslie Kaminoff and Gil Headley at one of their talks a few weeks ago. And they also talk about one of the roles of the diaphragm is to keep the organs from flying up to the rest of the body, right? Flying up into the chest cavity, because there are pressure differentials that are very high down here, medium here, low pressure up here, right? The pressure helps the blood flow return to the heart, right? If we didn't have that pressure from farther away coming in, nothing would move as much, right? So just thinking about that. So here we're going to inhale, whatever, lift up. I'm going to show you, I have a bra, it's going to be okay. So you're going to lift up. You're going to take a deep inhale. Let your chest come to your chin. Exhale some of that breath out. Keeping that lift of your chest to your chin. Roll down through your spine, vertebra by vertebra. Don't take forever. Get down there sometime within the next 30 seconds. And then let it fill up. So you want to go down, when you've got to the bottom, go to like a neutral pelvis so you're not all contracted in, and then let it fill up. So one more time, take your pelvis up, deep breath in. Let's go with the arms over the head. Chest stays towards your chin, exhale. Hold the exhale. Yeah, I can definitely feel some internal stretching in there for me. So that's it. We're not going to do it a bunch of times. That can be fairly intense. So you might not want to do that like more than 3 times. If you do a lot of breath work and you do a lot of like Vastrika and breath holds and Mula Bandha and all that kind of stuff, Uddiyana Bandha, if you do all that work, then go for it. Go nuts with that. But even if you do it a lot, still be careful. Like sometimes, especially as Western people, we're so sort of base with our bodies. We're so unsubtle that we can be shifting a lot of stuff, but because we're not attuned to the subtlety of that energy, stuff is changing, and it can be hard on our bodies to deal with those big, fast changes. Bodies like slow changes. I mean, yeah, we need time to adapt to things, right? So anyway, onto your side, opposite arm to leg. So if you are doing like new breath practices or new even movement practices, Take your time, be gentle and kind with your vast, spacious body. Let it take time to learn, or to learn a new pattern, or to let go of an old pattern. Sometimes when the big pattern is changing, the old patterns just start to disappear on their own. And then suddenly you go, oh, that thing I used to do, it's not there anymore. Or that behavior, it's not there. Let's take it into this diagonal reach. You're going to come in and then stretch, reach for the star. Exhale in, inhale out. Exhale, inhale, feeling into your body, right? Recognizing tension patterns in your body, recognizing release in your body, so that when things feel good, you can go, oh, I feel good in my body. Or, oh my God, something feels wrong because I feel bad. And I'm noticing it. I'm not masking it or armoring myself against it. I am present with whatever's going on. And oh, now I can change it because I can notice it. And bring it in. Come onto your back, shake it all out. Roll yourself back and forth a few times, massaging through your spine before we get to the other side. Yeah, so tension, holding tension, armoring your body is going to mask sensation. You are not going to be feeling what's going on. And I feel like that's a big reason why we're so in Western culture, like, especially in America, rugged individualism, because we know what's best for everyone else because we're not feeling anything, right? Oh, what if we breathe? What if we feel into our bodies? What if we have this fluid connection to the earth around us, right? To the air that we're all breathing, to the water that we're all drinking. Okay, that's my big spiel for the moment. Let's take it down and do the other side on the diagonals, opposite arm to leg. So I am really moving with this. Very contralateral pattern happening. Getting that nice spiral in my torso, feeling the connection through center. Where is the center? Let's just say the relative center of your body. Somewhere where this crosses. Just for this exercise. It could be in a different location for another exercise. Good, and then come in and draw it in and stretch it out, reach for the star. And leg reaches back, arm reaches forward. And you could do inhale either way. Often we're exhaling on the exertion, but it's kind of interesting to do it the other way as well, to inhale as we come in, exhale as we reach it out. We could also question, where is the real exertion? Is the exertion in this? Are we contracting in? Or is the exertion in this radiation outward, reaching as far as we can? Spaciousness, reach for it. Your cells will thank you. Good, and relax, come onto your back. Turning your head from side to side, wag your tail as well. So freeing up the whole head-tail connection, rib cage, lungs, and heart, as well as we're freeing up the sacrum and pelvis a little bit, a little wiggle of the tail, relax your butt, relax your pelvic floor. If you actually have to go to the bathroom right now and you're holding it in, just run to the bathroom. And then shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. And let's come up onto, I'm going to take off my socks. We're going to do some downward doggy stuff and some forearm plank stuff. I'm probably going to mash it all together. So, Cassie was just in here for a minute. I am actually wearing her pants. All right, take it into a downward dog. Walking through your feet, bend one knee or the other. And when I say that, that's talking about my Zoom room. And lift your heels high, scoop your belly in, roll it forward. Find your plank. You're going to slowly lower down. And then you're going to push through. Come up into an up dog, round, scoop your belly in, lift up. Heels lift high, scoop your belly in, round your spine forward, wave rolling forward, lowering all the way down to the floor, pushing through, arching up. Drop your head, push over the tops of your feet, heels down, heels high, scoop your belly in, roll it forward, take it down, dive through, up, head drops, take it down, heels high, scoop your belly in, roll it forward, Take it down. Push up and through. Last one. Heels high. Roll it forward. All the way. Take it down. Push through. Take it up. And let's just come onto your feet for a second. Either come all the way up or not. I'm going to interlace my hands behind my back, bending and straightening my knees, letting the front of my deltoids and the front of my pecs open up. Breathing, bending, stretching. And then hands back down. Walk your feet back. My t-shirt is like climbing up. I'm gonna have to tuck it in, make this really good look here. Really hot look. All right, lumpy t-shirt. Right leg or left leg as high as it can go, taking your knee into your chest. Inhale, reach it out and up. Exhale, cross it under. Inhale, reach. Exhale, foot to your hand. Inhale, open. Let's arm circle, really moving your chest, lungs, and heart. Big wavy arm circle. 3 in one direction, getting this through your spine. And then the other way, arching open and surrendering. Open it up. Exhale, last one. Open, 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 and bring it down. Kick that leg back up. Keep it up there, pulsing up for, let's go for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release it down. Other leg up to the ceiling, knee into chest. Inhale, open, cross it under. Inhale, open, outer shoulder. Place the foot down, lift the arm. We're going to backstroke. Chest, lungs, heart opening, surrender down. Big spinal movement, working with the arm. So we're arm circling, we're sending this wave through the spine, and then change direction, up and over. Release your head, open it up. Breathing. Last one. I think I did 4 on this side. That's all right. Bring it up. Take it to the ceiling, pulsing for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There he is. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In the mat sharing program, we have Lord Gaylord. And let's come down. Go over the back of your hands. So over the back of your hands, you're still on all fours. Just close in. Try them forward and up. Spiraling in. Turn them to fingers towards your knees. Good. And then relax. Shake it out. Interlace your hands up over your head. Circles. So my fingers are squeezing together. My elbows are trying to pull out and away. My fingers are holding my hands from letting them pop open, right? Energy is going outward through the arms. I'm letting my scapula mobilize around. I'm letting my chest, lungs, and heart mobilize, and then the other way. Painting the halo above your head while your arms are trying to pull apart. Like an 80s, maybe even a 70s photo shoot where they backlit them and their hair is all curly and huge and they're like, you can see the light coming through like they had this big halo. All right, let's do a little bit of leg rehab for my legs, which are actually doing really well. But we're going to start on our back. And we're going to start with one leg reaching out. You can have your hands behind your head, down by your sides, wherever you want them. Flexed foot, low leg, going up. 1, 2, reaching through the back of the leg. 3, 4, tippy toes, spread out your toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, pointed toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to go big. Flex up, point down. 1, 2, 3. This is going to be 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I will say, in the favor of ballet, doing ballet will make your legs very strong. You stop doing ballet, your legs are not going to be as strong as they were. Like, I don't know. When I was doing ballet pretty much every day, I could go to the gym and pump way more than most guys with my legs. And I think that that kind of like movement-based strength is very different than a weightlifting-based strength. And I'm a fan of weightlifting too. I'm not saying do one or the other. I'm just saying you can get bionic by going out there and dancing and jumping and like really working through your legs a lot. All right, turned out leg, flex your foot, inner thigh coming at the center, outer thigh bringing it down, not very high. 1, 2, 3, 4, tippy toes. 1, spread out your toes in the tippy toe position. 2, 3, 4, pointed toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Flex your foot, kick up and come down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 of these. 5, 6, relax your body. 7, 8, into parallel, grab behind your hamstring, fold it in, stretch it all the way, flex and point, fold, extend, flex, point, fold, reach it out, flex, point. 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Grab your ankle, make a cuff. You can bend your knee so your hands are pulling the skin and the tissue away from your ankle, and you're going to circle. If you feel that kind of weird pulley feeling, that is your fascia stretching. Change direction other way. It's also tendon and ligament. Now, and I have to say, you know, I studied connective tissue therapy a long time ago in the 90s. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. And you know what? Different people say different things. But the way that I look at it is all fascia is connective tissue. Not all connective tissue is fascia. So like the fascia is the really three-dimensional matrix that's shaping form in our body. I just heard Gil Headley say it the other day. He does not consider tendon or ligament to be fascia. So yes, you can watch that video too. And then I've heard other people say they think everything is fascia. I feel like it is fair to say there's a lot of stuff that is connective tissue. Bone is considered connective tissue. Blood is considered connective tissue. Tendon, ligament, connective tissue. Fascia, also connective tissue. These are, so blood is considered connective tissue because it is fibrous. It can clot, it can do these things, and it's connecting your whole body in a way. Gil Headley talks about the heart as being everywhere in your body because it's that system of the blood, right? That's an integrated whole system. All right, let's do the other leg before we do anything else. Straight down below you, flexed foot, up and down, going 1, 2, these are low, 3, 4, tippy toes, 1, spread out your toes in the tippy toes, 3, 4, pointed toes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 big ones, flex up, point down, 1, 2, relax your body, 3, relax your back body, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is where I would do a big monologue, but instead we're just going to keep going. Flex and turn out. Low line, 1, 2, inner thigh brings it up, outer thigh brings it down. 3, 4, tippy toes, stay turned out. 1, 2, 3, 4, pointed toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Flex foot. Relax for a second because we didn't get the monologue. Up and down. 8, 1, turned out leg, flex foot the whole time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Parallel, grab behind your knee, fold it in, stretch it up, flex point. This is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And shake it all out. Shake, 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 shake. We already did our side lying kicks forward and backwards. So but we didn't do side lying kicks up the side. So we're going to go onto our sides. We're not going to do the whole thing. We're just going to go for the big ones. Flex up, point down, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try to turn it out 6, 7, 8. Roll it over. I'm not going to flip. I'm just going to roll. 8. Flex up, down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stay present. 6, 7, 8. I feel like when we're side lying, that is the biggest tendency to sort of daydream and drift off. So really trying to stay present in the side lying. It's what I notice for myself and what I see in my classes. All right, let's open up through the middle. Big inner thigh stretch. Circle your feet one direction, the other direction. Fold them in, straighten, flex, point. You're going to come, let's come all up together. Fold in, reach it out. Let's flex the heels of the hands and the toes and point. Bring it in, open it up, flex, point. Forgot to do my hands. In, up, hands and feet. Reach it out. In, up, hands and feet. Point, hold it in. Up, flex, point, in. Up, flex, point. 2 more. In, out, flex, point, in, out, flex, point, and release. Relax your legs. Take your hands on your knees, make big circles, let your lower back release. So sacrum is getting rolled through in an up and downness, curling and releasing. Change direction, head, neck, jaw, easy and loose. And then come in, internally rotate one leg at a time, spiraling in. Get that spiral all the way into the gut body, right? Deep inside our iliopsoas, psoas minor is coming, and psoas coming, connecting to that lesser trochanter in top of our femur head, lesser trochanter coming up the inside of our spine. So as we are internally rotating, it is happening inside of our gut body as well, right? If they're not inside of our gut body, close to our gut body, right? Deep in our body. So finding that inner spiral, hook it if you want to take it a little deeper. Both sides. And then come in. Just give yourself a shake. There's something I really wanted to do still. We haven't done any forearm planks, but there's something else that I was thinking about. Maybe it'll come back. Let's take it to the forearm plank, just rolling over. We're going to do a cross to a side plank. So you're going to cross under, maybe step across, bring it back, forearm plank. Cross it under, step, bring it back, forearm plank. Cross, step, bring it in, cross, step, in, cross, step, in, cross, step, in. I know, it was something I wanted to tell you about. We're going to do it in a second. It's next. So in this position, feel your head-tail connection. Feel that inner body lengthening out, radiating away from center. Spacious interior. Same thing here. Inner body, long, open. Bring it back. One more time. Cross it under. Radiate outward. Everything pushing away from center. Opening. Coming back down. Cross it under. Radiate out. Expansive. Push away from center. And release. Bring it back in onto your belly. We're going to take our hands behind our head for this. You're going to push your forehead into the ground, then push into your hands and bring it down. It's not going to be very high. Push into your hands, resisting a little bit with your hands. Push and release. Push and release. Push and release. Hands and head resisting each other. 2 more. And then relax. Let it go, shake it all out. Bend your knees, let your legs fall from side to side. And then hands next to baby cobra, no hands, inhale, lift. Use your breath. Connect your hands, come all the way up and bring it back down. Couple more times. Push the floor away. Last one, coming up onto your knees. We're going to go up and then take it down. And it could be that you really counterbalance your weight if that feels better. Could also be that you take it back, and you can go all the way back if you want to, or you can just try and stay sort of vertical in your torso. Sitting both sit bones down towards your heels and coming back up, right? I can use my arms to help counterbalance, or I can just go for it. Lots of ways to do this. And don't go all the way down if that hurts your knees. Really listen into your own body. Taking it back and forward, right? I can training that front of the quad to be working on the stretch, right? It is engaging to keep you from falling, but it's also stretching a little bit as we go back. Couple more times. Last one. Good. Yeah, so what I was going to say was neck. So, and this is from Andrew Huberman, and this I'll talk about it for a second. He's talking about why he does like neck training exercises, and he actually uses like plates on his head to like, but we can use our hand for resistance to push in or to push to use the resistance so that we're strengthening up our neck. Because when we're strengthening up the neck, we're strengthening up the whole central channel of our body. We're strengthening up, and I mean that actually in the anatomical way, the whole central line of our body. When you strengthen your neck, it's easier to hold your head up, right? Holding your head up is going to open your chest. It's going to open your back. So people sometimes think, oh, I need to strengthen my neck because that's the thing. No, the thing about strengthening your neck is it's going to strengthen your whole back, right? It's going to strengthen your ability to be erect, to be vertical, what humans were meant to do on the planet. And so it's the same thing with grip strength, right? If we, and these are indicators of longevity because people are strong in a certain way. And it doesn't mean it's because my hands are so strong, I'm going to live forever. It's because if my hands are strong, then the whole system coming into my lungs, coming into my heart, that's going to be strong, right? It has to be. The fascia has to have more capacity. That's why we want this sense of being able to really radiate out and really come back in, right? We can move out, we can move in. And if we add weights to those moves, we're going to have more demand on the bones and on the fascia. So and that's how we develop that. Like it doesn't mean you're suddenly going to become like, no neck person to do some neck work. It's probably just going to help you be more vertical. So we're going to do one more. You're going to come onto your back. And here you're just going to push. I'm going to lift off the floor by pushing with my head and my tail. But mostly I'm pushing my head. So head pushes into the floor, lifting up my chest. And then I release it, totally relax back down. Head pushes in and lift, release it back down. Head pushes in and release. If it's too much, don't do it anymore. But this is extension of the back. All right, let's try another one. This is going to be with our shoulders and our heels. So shoulders and heels are going to push, and you're going to lift your pelvis and then drop it down. Shoulders and heels, lift your pelvis, drop it down. Shoulders and heels. We're stabilizing and working the extensors of the back. Press it up and release. Press it up and release. One more. Press it up and release. And come in. We're going to do one more just for our back. Relax your neck, relax, shake it all out. Make sure everything is loose and easy before we go into the next one. Next one, you're going to press up, walk your feet a little further away from your butt. So my feet are walking up. They are no longer perpendicular to the floor. I'm going to flex my feet. I'm going to pull forward and backward here. Trying to feel the pull even in both sides of my body. So the two like tube channels of right and left are even. Then I'm going to put the tops of my feet down and try it again. This is much more intense for me. Doing it with my tops of my feet on the floor is more work than when I pop my feet up. So going back and forth with that, feet popped up and flexed, then tops of the feet down. Feet flexed, and then down. And the pulse is going like this diagonal here. It's not an up and down pulse, it's a diagonal pulse. So you're staying kind of stable in your body. Relax, let it go. Hello, hamstrings. That should have really engaged your hamstrings. Just bend your knees, give them a hit. Let that muscle tissue, fascia, fluidity, renegotiate the space in the back of your legs. And then happy baby pose. Find your happy babiness. Imagine what a happy baby feels like and bring that into your body. No shame in the happy baby, right? I remember, I don't know, I remember being in gym class or at the gym and seeing everybody in happy baby and being like, wow, this is very gynecological, right? There's my spin on it. That's my cultural, feeling of being in this position. Like, wow, we're just showing everybody everything. But it's just a body, right? So let yourself get in there, notice what goes on in that sense, and be a happy baby. Happy baby has no shame. They don't care. They don't even know about that. They're just a baby in a body, rolling back and forth, rounding through your spine. If you have any babies in your life, if you're lucky enough to be around babies, watch them. Get down on the floor with them. Check out. It's not like, oh, they're massively intelligent movers. They're learning how to move, and they're going to learn from the people around them. So, and from what they're engaging with in life, right? Kids need a lot of stimulation. And that doesn't mean like touchy necessary. It's also like, go show them things, talk to them. Even babies are learning how to be in the world as we're talking to them. And I always think, oh, like Victorian parents moving with their kids. Like, what did that look like? Oh, go to the nursery. Like, we're all rigid and stiff. This is how we move. Right? I've got my corset. I got my tie. I got everything. Find some spaciousness. So we're just going to do a quick movement release. I'm going to add music to just give us a little bit of flow. What is going on? There we go. Okay, so this is going to be an exercise to find fluid movement in your body. I am going to use a Tonus Maximus song. And, well, it's really Anthony's song, Anthony Sanseri, aka Tonus Maximus. So let the sound of this music, this is a flute, right? That is a wind instrument. There is breath moving through that. See if you can find the lightness of the fluidity of that breath, right? So this is going to be a improvisation, allowing your body to free up. Like we just did a bunch of organized patterning. Now let your body move how it wants to move. Let the fluids, or let's say let the water in your body flow. Let the air in your body flow. You can even let the thoughts flow. Try not to get stuck on them, right? If the thoughts are flowing, come back to the sensation of flow, or just watch the thoughts flowing without getting engaging with what they are, unless it's, wow, this feels so interesting, this movement of weight shifting and fluidity in my body. So finding space. Invite your body to locate space around you that you don't inhabit a lot, right? Are you often on the big side reach or in the back space? Find space around your body, and it's almost like you're enlivening your realm of potential, your realm of being, by moving in the space. It doesn't have to look good. It can be really like ugly, whatever that means, or really monster movement, or anything that feels interesting. Tuning to deliciousness and flow, and freeing up whatever holding patterns you're kind of holding on to. This is who I am. This is how I am. Let it go. Let yourself just be elemental. You can be earthy. You can be like mud or like lava. You can be fiery. You can be like air. If I understood wood and metal, I would include them. So working with systems that make sense to you, or images that are like, that have potency for your body. Finding this flow. Finding the breath flow. Air is considered a fluid because it flows. It is not linear. Seeing if with the air quality, the quality of airiness in your body, can you find lightness? Not the air quality index, but the quality of airy movement. Can you just be lifted with the lightness of the breath? Or it could be very strong, right? Either way, just letting those qualities come in, informing your movements. And by that, I mean creating form, in form, making the form of the movement. Free flow, not rigid. If you want more flow in your life, if you want to be able to notice tension patterns, it helps to be able to move so you can find them and have a relationship with the movement that's ongoing in your body at all times, but a relationship with sensation. If you made it this far in the class, this is the magic at the end of the class. This is the actual, probably most important part of the whole class. And see, like, these natural things start coming in, and suddenly, oh, I'm a dakini, dancing. Every cell in your body participating in the breath, the movement, the nourishment, and the elimination of waste. Just finding it. Can you be even 1% lighter, even 1% softer? What would 1% of more ease in your body feel like? And then what if you could let go a little bit more? Not so much to hold on to, not so much to coagulate against or into, right? So letting your body and the intelligence of your body reabsorb and compost material that isn't working for you anymore. Like, might be old crusty ideas. Let go of that story. Let go of that holding pattern in your tissues by going, oh, there's something right there. Can I just breathe into it? We don't need to let go of it with the story. We don't need to use the story to let go of the story. We need to find other things that become more interesting and delicious. So that is that, my friends, in the TV land, Wonder World. Feel free to like and subscribe. Follow Gil Headley, Somanath. Follow Leslie Kaminoff, The Breathing Project. Follow Liz Koch, Core Awareness. All of them are on here. And Gil has the Live with Gil. You can be a subscriber to Gil and get a lot of really good stuff, a lot of really good material, like these online courses that happen once a month. So yes, we're going to be with our body for the rest of our life. It's an ongoing learning. And the other thing is, don't be too perfectionistic about it, right? Like, things are changing even in the sciences as we learn more. It's like, oh, we used to say it was like that, but now we know it's a little bit more like this. So have some spaciousness for things shifting and changing. That's the flow of life. That is, oh, now it's a little bit different.